We had Mike.
Matthew Shea with TSN. Jesse, currently under investigation again by CONCACAF. What can you share with us about what happened at BC Place earlier this week? What your thoughts on being investigated again, and just how it might be affecting your preparation ahead of.
I don't know that it's again investigated. I think I'm being investigated. Yeah, look, there's a process in place. I want to respect the process. Canada Soccer's put out a statement. I can only say that Canada Soccer has been amazing in supporting me through this, and I really appreciate that. And, I don't want to take away from the team right now and the ability for the team to be totally focused on the match tomorrow and in this tournament. And we've talked about it internally, and we know that that'll be the case. So, that's where we're focused. So let's keep the questions about football and mostly for Richie.
KJ?
Jesse, a year ago at Copa America in Orlando, I asked you this question. I'll ask you again. I want to ask you about emotional intelligence within the group. I thought you were, and we all thought that was a fantastic element of what Canada did in the Copa America. As a group now, where is that level? And have these recent news stories around this made you a little bit more worried about it affecting your players?
The news stories about
Just with CONCACAF and the emotional intelligence around that.
Yeah. No, I think, look, our guys, whether it was me being suspended or what's happening now, our guys are clearly squarely focused on the task at hand. Training the entire time we've been together in the last 3 weeks has been outstanding. The performances have been very good. Obviously, we've had a lot of different players perform and be ready to go. Maybe you can ask Richie on how he feels about it, but I've been incredibly satisfied and happy with the overall attention to detail and the readiness to perform.
Richie, just to follow up from that, obviously Copa America went really well for the team, and it was clear that the discipline and, as I said, emotional control of the team was really evident. How big of a factor has that been under Jesse and for the success of this team, where it doesn't feel like the team, when you're on the field, gets rattled by very much at all?
Yeah, I think I would echo exactly what Jesse said. I think the team has been very resilient in a lot of ways, and I think we've built it up through games. I think Copa America is very important for us to, one, be able to get that much time together. It's probably the most we've been together in a long time. And then we were able to also play against top teams and get top results. So, yeah, for me, I think, I would echo exactly what he said. And I think it's been great for us to be able to have situations where we are tested as a group. And I think we've responded very well, and we will continue to respond very well moving forward as well. So,
Matthew?
Richie, I know you and the players don't live under a rock. So all of this attention on Jesse, does it affect you guys? Like what kind of conversations do you have? And I know I asked a bunch of you guys after the Nations League game against the States what it means to see your coach and how passionate he is and how devoted he is to this team. But what kind of conversations, what kind of effect of this attention on Jesse does it play into the minds of the players?
I mean, one, yeah, obviously he cares a lot about the organization, the players. So I think all of you guys see that. But I guess what I could just say is I think we're just focused on playing. I think that's the biggest thing for us. We have a very close-knit, united group. I won't even use the word much. I won't say there's anything that can get in between this group. So I think we do a pretty good job of that, and obviously supporting each other whenever need be. But yeah, I don't think this is going to do anything to the group. I think we've been built up pretty well to know that there will be adversity at times, and we know how to deal with it. So this is just another, I guess, bump in the road for us that we're going to get by.
I think it's a much bigger deal in the media than it is internally.
On that though, Jesse, would you say that it's time for the players to be at the forefront, and the hope is that you want them to be the story?
That's always the case, but they're ready for that. They're clear on that. I think I said to them that they don't need me on the bench right now. They're clear. And that the Honduras game, I think, proved that. But that was one match. We're really focused on this game with Curazao. Maybe we could address some questions about this game.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. For either of you, obviously the intensity of the press that you play is as impressive in the last game. Can you keep that up for 3 games? And what's the plan B? Because obviously Curazao will be a lot more physical, probably. They've certainly got the athleticism to go. So what is there a plan B? What happens when you drop a goal behind because they exploit the gaps behind you?
So you're sound English?
Yeah, I am English.
That's plan B is a typical question from English people. As managers, we have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, all the way up to plan double Z. Okay, so by trying to simplify us as one thing, I think it's a little bit insulting to me and to the team, truly. I think that people have questioned whether they could press in the heat, whether we could play against the best teams in the world, whether we could be a good possession team, whether we could be good on set pieces, whether the resilience of the team is strong enough. How do we deal with difficulty? Like, the more that people ask these kinds of questions, the more that I get motivated, and I think the team does too. So in all ways, I think this is a well-rounded group. We will call on the entire squad this Gold Cup. So far, even with the June friendlies, we've rotated a lot of players and they'll all be ready to go. In the heat, we know from last summer that, managing ourselves physically and then also making sure that we have lots of players ready to contribute will be important to our success. And so we'll do the same, no doubt. We'll make some changes to the lineup for tomorrow, but we'll also put a team on the pitch that'll be fully ready to go.
To that point, Jesse, this weather reminds me a lot of what we saw in Orlando and in Kansas City last summer. How will you rotate your squad? What's Alistair's status? What's Derek's status? And what's Ismail's status?
So Derek is too soon still, so he won't be available tomorrow. Alistair will be in the squad, and then it'll just be a matter of how many minutes. What do we think is best for him? What was the other question? Ismail is ready to go. He just had a personal issue, so he came a little bit late to camp, but he'll be ready to go.
We'll take a couple of questions virtually. Neil Davidson. Neil.
Thank you. Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press. Jesse, what are you expecting from Curazao?
Yeah, they like to man mark. They like to be physical, as we've heard. They're a team that's very technical and can play some good football, a lot of them having Dutch backgrounds. I think that the coach has done an amazing job of being very clear with who they are and what they are. They're an experienced team as well. So it will take another complete performance from us to be able to manage this game and this opponent, but it's one that we're excited for. We certainly do not underestimate them. We know that they're a very dangerous team. They've had good results over the last year, and we're excited for the challenge.
AGR. Alex. Yeah, I can see John's. Oh, there we go. Alex, you should be good now.
All right, thank you. Richie, just a question for you. This Curazao team's a bit older. I think their average starting 11 was 29.1 last game. So it's a lot of the same guys you saw when you traveled to Curazao in 2023. What do you kind of just make of the veteran makeup of that team and some of the ways they maybe challenged you back then that you expect they challenge you tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have obviously a savviness to them because of time together. Like you said, they've been able to age together. But again, I think we're very much so focused on ourselves, on our game plan, what we're going to do tomorrow. So I think that is the most important thing for us, is focusing on obviously what we've come here to do, what we've come here to achieve. And yeah, obviously a lot of respect to the opponent as well. But I think the most important thing is us in this game tomorrow.
We'll finish with John Molinaro.
Thanks. John Molnar from Sportsnet. Jesse, just want to ask you, what did you make of the sheer ruthlessness from your side against Honduras? I mean, it's something that we haven't seen historically, but it really was quite remarkable to watch. What did you make of it, and how do you sort of get that same sort of ruthlessness going forward?
Well, it was one of the talking points when we got together in Halifax, that we needed to find a way to reward more of our good play in matches and score more goals. So in the first 3 matches, although we didn't get a goal against Ivory Coast, I think that part has been good. Look, ruthlessness is a way that you talk about what you do in front of the goal often, but I would say that there's a ruthlessness that's being developed inside the team. And it's funny, I often use Richie as an example in our team of a guy who is a really good person and is totally committed to the team and cares about all the right things. But when he steps across the white line, it's all about winning. It's all about competing. It's all about finding a way to have an edge on the opponent. And I think he has been a catalyst for all of these kinds of mentality developments that we've created within the team. And I think this is a big hurdle for us in general. The more that we can have ruthlessness, whether it's in the tactics and set pieces, or certainly how you mentioned, John, in scoring goals, then I know that the potential of what we can achieve together grows immensely. So we're moving in that direction, and I'm thankful to have Richie in the group because I do really think he's a perfect example of that.
Last one, KJ.
Richie, can I ask you about your captain for this tournament? Obviously, you've had a few days now with Jonathan. We had a chance to speak with him last week, and he had a beaming smile across his face, and pride obviously there was for being a captain of Canada. What's it been like with the new skipper, and what have you seen from him that makes him such a good leader?
Yeah, I mean, first, what a guy. Obviously, he's great. I think he's deserving of being the captain for this tournament, although we do have a lot of other guys as well that could wear the captain band. But I think it's a good step for him. He's ready for it. He's been excellent for this national team since I've been a part of this national team. So I think he takes a lot of pride in being a captain. I think all of us can see him stepping up. He's been a little bit different. It means a little bit more to him, even just playing in that first game with him, with the way he spoke to us before the match and some of his actions during the game and all that stuff. It goes a long way. And even for me, a guy that's older than him, to see him, in that light is cool and inspires me, inspires the rest of the group, especially when you have, for me, one of the best players in this region, wearing the captain band, and he doesn't take a day off, all those things. It's special. So I think it's a good decision from the coaching staff, and all of us are on board with it. So he's been great.
He often takes a long time for him to say anything. What did he say?
He was fast. It was direct. He was just talking about us playing at home, and we don't get to play at home a lot. So let's show our fans and give them something to be happy about. So he was stern, direct, and it was a good message. I got the guys obviously fired up. So it was good.
Thank you. We got Jesse Marsch and Richard for the